Bonne fête des mamans, maman, je t'aime. Inquiète-toi pas, je vais t'envoyer une recette version française. So if I was with my mom for Mother's Day, there's one thing she'd be dying for me to make, and it's fried rice. And it's really funny because she's actually never directly had my fried rice. I was at work at the restaurant, she was visiting, and my boyfriend made her what I taught him. And it's just one of those essentials that my old chef taught me how to make it just so I could make the best staff meal ever. And everyone loves to have it, and it's just one of those essentials that you can do really well without a wok. So this one's for you, Mom. We're making fried rice. So how to make fried rice at home. The really cool thing about fried rice is that you really just need rice, preferably cooked the day before, and a pan. And the even better thing about it is that you don't need a specific pan. You could use a non-stick, a cast iron, you could even use a large pot if you don't have a pan. Today I'm just gonna use a basic aluminum skillet. And first things first, put the heat on, actually right now, high heat. We'll let that pan get really hot, and then we'll tackle the chicken. About 2 chicken thighs, skin on, bone in, skin on. You don't necessarily need to use that. I love the skin, I love what it brings. And the bone, actually, I'm gonna take it out. So easily to remove a thigh bone, you just go make an incision straight on the top of the bone, and then as you go, follow the bone on both sides. And once you, this is a little advanced, but once you're able to pinch the bone, place your knife at the bottom of the bone and go around. Same with the other side. So then you are left with a bone, and then boneless thigh. I'm gonna do that with the other one, and then we'll just do like a nice medium large cube. I actually lightly salted this chicken last night to draw some moisture out, so that way there's less moisture incorporated into the fried rice, because the more moisture you incorporate, the least crispy it may get. This is a crucial step. The pan is extremely hot, right? And it's gonna stay hot for a long time now. So we're going to get a nice sear on it. And in order to get a nice sear on it, we're gonna need to get some sticking happening. So not too much oil. We're at about smoking point here. And then we'll place the chicken and not touch it. Just let it be 5 to 8 minutes. We're gonna let it really get caramelized on this one side. Really deep golden brown. We're not gonna touch it. We're also surprisingly not really seasoning as we go today, which is sort of against every cooking rule ever. It's more one of those that the soy and the fish sauce that we're adding at the end are gonna be like the main part of the seasoning. And also by not seasoning the chicken, we're not drawing moisture out of it. I did that off camera, but I did this everything fine diced, so none of it is super essential. You can pick one of the 3 or 3 of them or add stuff to that, but I'm doing fine diced jalapeno, garlic, and ginger. That is to me like the dream trilogy flavor. So I have that aside, and then all that I'm missing is, I want to add a nice crunch. So I'm going to use a black radish, which is really good right now, but you could use a daikon, or you could use anything like that, and I'll do like a medium dice. Alright, black radish is good here. And then for the scallion, about half a bunch is good. I'm going to use the whites, the bottom part, to cook, and the top part we'll probably use for a garnish. So you could do a pretty rough, pretty thick slice here for the scallions. And that's really it. At this point, it's been probably 4 or 5 minutes, all over high heat, and the chicken went from sticking to the pan to eventually releasing itself from the pan as it creates a nice golden brown crust. And that's what we want. So all over, we have a crust. And you can see also all the chicken fat has rendered, and it's now cooking its own fat. And that's really good, because we're gonna need that. We're desperately gonna need that for our rice to get nice and crispy. So now I'll just give it one light stir to kind of cook the other side of the chicken that hasn't been cooking. And then we'll be ready to add the jalapeno, garlic, and ginger. And that's one of those dishes that we want that to get nice and golden brown. So that is going in. Everything is nice and golden brown. We got color on everything. And then, at this point, I'm gonna add the radish, the scallion, and the rice everything is gonna, at this point, start steaming together. Let's talk about rice. For fried rice, I always use my favorite rice, which is Calrose medium grain, and preferably cooked the day before. The reason why everyone says that is because you want the moisture from the rice to have time to get out of the rice overnight in your fridge. What else to say about rice? Oh, I cook my rice 1-to-1 ratio, 1 water, 1 rice, and I don't add any salt. That's how I make my rice. 2 cups of cooked rice, and then we mix everything together. So I'm just stirring everything, making sure there's no bits of anything just kind of stuck to the pan. Everything is evenly mixed, and I'm just gonna gently flatten everything. Whatever's at the bottom of the pan is gonna get in contact with the pan, and it's gonna get nice and crispy. Gently flatten that. And to this, it's gonna be time to add about 1 ounce, so 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And that's gonna ensure that you get a nice, very thin layer of oil at the bottom of the pan in contact with the rice. It may seem like a lot of oil, but honey, it's fried rice, so. If you don't put enough, it would just burn, and if you put too much, it would just stay kind of like weird and mushy. And this stays over high heat until we're hearing some really nice crackling, and until we're gonna be able to see a crust that's formed all the way through. Let me show you that crackling. Hear that? Rice now has been going on over high heat for almost 6 minutes, and we've heard it crackle, and the best way to see if you've gotten sort of like a crispy bottom is really to just look at it. See? We got all that crisp at the bottom. So this is good. We got a nice sort of like deep golden brown, and I'm gonna let that sit, not over the heat, for about 1 minute before adding all the wet ingredients. So what that's gonna do is naturally, it's gonna steam itself away from the pan. So it's gonna kind of like unstick itself. We'll let that go for a minute, and then we'll add all those really exciting ingredients to flavor everything together. So now the crust is probably released from the pan, and I'm gonna add a couple ingredients here, just soy sauce and fish sauce. I like it pretty generous actually, with fish sauce. And soy sauce. You can hear all the crispy bits releasing. Look at this. We have basically the bottom of the pan was just this crust all over that now we're releasing and mixing in. You can see everywhere those nice parts. Scrape everything off because you don't want to forget any good things. We'll give it a taste and see if it needs more seasoning. A little bit more soy. And this, I'm just gonna let it be family style. Actually, I'm gonna make a big old bowl of it. And this is when the fun part happens. You can do whatever else you want on top. I had those greens that I saved. You could do a bunch of herbs for everyone. And we can do some limes too. Very good with lime. And that is my home version of fried rice. Simple technique, but very effective. If you take the time to let the things stick to the pan, you will get the flavors you get from the restaurant, from a wok, from like a really high heat, from like a really expensive stove. It just takes a little bit more time, a little bit of practice, but I shit you not, you will get it right. So mom, happy Mother's Day. And if you want more mom recipes, make sure you like and subscribe.
Is this a mom channel now?
This is a mom channel. This is a young gay man for moms channel.
Bye.